Mystifying Viking superstar running back Dalvin Cook addressed the media jackals on Friday. Now, earlier in the week, we had put our on the table saying that a Dalvin Cook extension would be done this week. Now, still holding out hope because technically Saturday and Sunday are part of the week. Was hoping that was going to get done in time for Dalvin's presser day. Hasn't quite happened yet. And in fact, he opened his press conference. And what will happen a lot of these times is that before the press get questions, there's usually an opening statement, and usually they'll just say some, whatever. It's not really about anything. But Dalvin came on and he said specifics like, I know I'm probably going to get a lot of questions about my contract, but they got into it. So asked about his contract, he said, quote, the Vikings on my agent are working extremely hard. Sides are going to take care of what they got to take care of, and I'm just continuing to work my tail off and lead a young, hungry group that's ready to go to work and to get this thing done for Minnesota, and I love being in Minnesota, end quote. And that's been a constant with Dalvin Cook. Like, they've never questioned his loyalty, they've never questioned his leadership or his work ethic, and Dalvin does strike me as a guy who that's genuine. Like, he's not putting on a show to get that deal done. He's not, some players are like fake #grind, fake work, fake leaders and all that stuff, and secretly everyone else in that position group room hates their guts. Dalvin's not that guy. No, he's a dude who came in as a young player, was humble, learned from veterans like Jerick McKinnon and Latavius Murray, and took that to heart, and now he's leading. Looking at Alexander Madison, who he calls Deuce, by the way. I guess we have to call Madison Deuce now. Mike Boone, Amir Abdullah, who's the elder statesman in that room, is just good to see. When asked about his potential holdout, he said, Dalvin said this, quote, "Nah, that was never coming from me. I love football. I love being around the guys. That was never a thought that came towards me," end quote. So now, Dalvin says that he and his agent talk a lot. Yeah, so obviously the talk about Dalvin holding out a couple weeks ago, that was from the agent. I mean, who else would it be from? So his agent texts Schefter, "Hey, Dalvin thinking about holding out, LOL." Even though with the new CBA, a holdout would be absolutely ineffective and it would actually harm him. So Dalvin was obviously going to show up, but also he does strike me as a guy that, that's not his bag. Like, he wouldn't have done that to hurt the team, even though that's his only leverage at this point. But nah. When asked, surprised by no new contract at this time, he said this, quote, "There's been a lot going on." It's kind of an understatement. "Football has been on the back burner of if we're going to play, if we're not going to play. So there's been a lot of things that factor in. I've been in close contact with my agent about what's going on, and we communicate a lot. So letting those guys take as much time as they can to get this thing worked out and get a reasonable thing done for me that will work on and off the field," end quote. And I think that's really a mature angle to take, where, some players, and the player that I'm thinking about, when asked about their contract, they get all defensive, being like, "Oh, that's the money that I've earned for everything I've done. This is how you treat me." And Dalvin, he understands, like, 2020 is a weird ass year. Strange off season. Salary cap is up in the air. Teams are well. You look at Pat Mahomes, you look at Kelsey, and you look at George Kittle. So money is being thrown around. So Dalvin sees that too, but also he does understand and internalize, like, hey, this is a weird off season. Diggs got traded. Kirky got an extension. Everson left. There's a lot going on, but now, I mean, however long it takes for them to get something done that is fair for both sides, he understands it. And from everything we've heard from Zimmer, everything we've heard from Spielman, it does seem like there are inroads going down, and there hasn't been a lot of leaks, there hasn't been a lot of chatter. And as we always say, no news is good news when it comes to contract negotiations. So I think something is going to get done. So he was asked if showing up shows the Vikings that he means business, or I don't know. Basically, he's like, quote, "This is where I want to be, man. This is what I love to do. I was going to be here regardless of whatever speculations came up. I was going to be here, ready to work. I've been grinding all season, hitting the weights, hitting the field, getting better at my craft and my position." And also, he did say that he is... I consider myself today's running back. They require a lot to catch the football, pass block, run the football, spread out wide, go run routes. They require everything of you. And he absolutely is. Where if he can stay healthy, perfect system for him. Gary Kubiak perfectly caters to his skill set. A lot of outside zone, a lot of receptions out of the backfield. Dalvin Cook has really come a long way as a pass protector. He can play all 3 downs, and yeah, if he stays healthy, he can be up there with the Christian McCaffreys of the world. He can be up there with the Zekes of the world. He absolutely can. And as the Vikings offense, as Dalvin goes, so will go the Vikings offense. And the talk about him showing up sounded good. Well, A, he had to show up. B, I think he's genuine when he says that he would have showed up anyway because he just loves the game. He loves his teammates. And I do think that contract will get done. Will it be this week? It would be kind of nice. It would absolutely be kind of nice. So there it is. Oh, also at the end, Doogie went straight for the pin. He's like, hey, the Derrick Henry contract. Is that good? Is that reasonable? And of course, Dalvin sidestepped that question as you would expect an elusive player like Dalvin to. But it was just funny. It's like all of that, all of the questions like, well, what about your contract? Well, what about showing out? The Doogie is like, hey, Derrick Henry. I love it, man. It's great. All right, so your thoughts and our thoughts about Dalvin's thoughts, him talking to the media on Friday. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull, production value.